Good morning. Today's class we are going to deal with the stopping by the woods on a snowy evening. This stopping by the woods on a snowy evening is written by Robert Lee Frost. He is one of the American poet, and that too he is a poet who speaks about nature. And in this particular poem is about a man who stands in a woods. There is a wilderness. There is stopping by the woods. Stopping means he stands by the woods. Woods means forest on a snowy evening. The evening is snowy, and that the word snowy denotes the winter season. Okay. The very first stanza, the poem opens with the words, whose words these are, I think I know. That is, I think I know tells you that the poem knows where he stands and whose woods these are. He is nearby to your farm and it is surrounded by woods. Woods means it's a forestry area. That too it is a winter area. The poet stands there. His house is in the village though. That is, in the very first line, he says that the farm owner is known to the poet, right? And that is why he asks a question, whose woods these are? Why he asks this question, whose woods these are? Because the poet is admiring the beauty of the woods. That is, the beauty of the woods is in the winter season, that farm looks so beautiful, and he is awestruck, and that is why he stands there. And his house, the farm owner's house, his house here refers to the farm owner's house, is nearby to the village. That is, a village is next to the farm, and so the owner knows about the farm, and so he is there residing in the village. He will not see me stopping here. The owner of the farm doesn't know that the poet is standing nearby to his farm, and he is admiring the beauty of the woods and the farm. To watch his woods fill with snow. The whole farm, that is, the farm is nothing but an orchard. It may be an orchard. It may be orchard in the sense it is known as, in Tamil we call that as Palatotam. And so in the evening time, that orchard looks very beautiful, and so the poet admires that. My little horse must think it pure. And the poet is riding on a horse, and the horse, all on a sudden, the poet is standing there, and the horse thinks, why this man, all on a sudden, leaving aside the riding, why he stands there? And so he uses this literary device to make the horse think like that of a man. And the literary device used here is personification. The horse is made to think like that of a man. That is why he has penned this line, my little horse must think it is cure. Cure means strange. The horse thinks that why the man, his owner, is standing there at the time of the winter to admire this farm. It doesn't know that the man is admiring the farmhouse and the beauty of the farmhouse. To stop without a farmhouse near. Farmhouse near means orchard, and the farmhouse is not there. That is, the owner's house is nearby, is in the nearby village. That is why the horse thinks it cure. Cure means strange. Between the woods and the frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. So, the man is standing between the woods and the frozen lake. All these words are from the first stanza, that is woods, snow, then farmhouse near, woods, frozen lake, darkest evening of the year. All these tells you that the season is winter season, and it is a frozen lake. The lake is nearby and it is also frozen. Frozen means there is no water flowing in the lake. And he gives his honest bells a shake. Here he refers to the horse. Since it thinks like that of a man, it gives his honest bells a shake to make the rider come to his consciousness. That is, the rider loses his memory on admiring, he is awestruck or wonder on seeing the beauty of the lake and the orchard next to the lake, and the farmhouse is not here. He thinks how much beauty this place has, and the owner, without knowing this, he is staying back in his house without admiring the beauty of the farm, beauty of the orchard. Okay, the only other sound, the sweep of the easy wind and the dawny flake. The the poet and the horse can hear only other sound except the easy wind, the drizzling sound of the winter, the wind sound, and the dawny flake. Dawny flake is the snowflakes, dripping of the snowflakes. They can hear all these sounds and nothing else is heard in that area. The whole environment is so silent, and the whole woods has got the sounds of the wind and the sounds of the flake, etc., etc. So again, the horse makes the man to come to the consciousness, to tell that it is the late evening and we have to go home. The woods are lovely, dark and deep. In the final line, he comes to the theme of the poem. The woods are lovely, dark and deep. The woods looks beautiful. The forest looks so beautiful. But I have promises to keep. Miles to go before I sleep and miles to go before I sleep. See, I can stand here. The poet thinks that he can stand here for hours and hours admiring the beauty of the woods. But he cannot do that because miles to go before I sleep. Since it is the evening time, the poet has to go and take rest. And the first sleep, the word refers to the physical rest. And miles to go before I sleep is the second sleep. He uses sleep for 2 times in the poem. That is the second sleep. And in the second time usage of the word sleep, he refers to the death. Before his death, he has so many promises to be compromised. He has so many promises to be done. And so, even though the woods are lovely, dark and deep, the poet has got no time to stand there and to enjoy the beauty of the farmhouse or enjoy the beauty of the orchard nearby to the woods. And it is so dark also, and so because it is dark, he cannot see the way also. It will not be very clear, and the horse has to take a physical rest. That is why the horse again it shakes its honest bell. Honest bell is nothing but a belt connected to the back of the head, at the back of the head of the horse, and it shakes. When it shakes that honest, the bells will be shaking. That is why it is shaking the honest bell to make the owner, to indicate the owner it is the late evening and we have to go home. So there ends the poem with the promises of Robert Frost. And next questions explain. Okay, இது போதும். இதை